Welcome back to a new semester of GWeek.
We are so excited to catch you up on what everyone's been talking about here on campus.
In our short time back so far, we've seen a student altercation with a police officer go viral, a controversial shift away from GW's famous Hippo statue, and a provocative campus tabloid has started popping up around campus.
We'll also cover the coronavirus, which has killed more than 1,300 people in China, the annual March for Life protest on the National Mall, and changes to GW's housing policies to accommodate Thurston's remodeling. Stay tuned.
Welcome to the show. I'm Devon Link.
And I'm your guest anchor, Michael Schnell.
This month, climate activist group Sunrise GW marched to demand GW divest in the fossil fuel industry, which contributes heavily to climate change. Around 70 protesters marched to deliver a letter detailing their demands, and 1,500 students signed a petition. While demonstrating, a Sunrise member struggled with the GW PD officer and fell down the steps outside President LeBlanc's home. A student posted a video of the altercation to Overheard at GW, where many people commented. In a statement, the Division of Public Safety said the officer involved was placed on administrative leave.
On February 5th, President LeBlanc's office advised all Star tour guides to reroute and avoid the iconic GW Hippo statue. Now, this choice came as a surprise to many students, especially amid the campaign, which is aimed at university officials to trade GW's George the Colonial mascot for the hippo. After students and tour guides voiced their opinions, which for the most part were pretty pro-hippo, the Office of the President decided to allow tour guides to continue the stop at the famed statue.
In recent weeks, the coronavirus has become a concern in the United States, internationally, and on GW's campus. Reporter Katie Coolidge spoke to a GW expert to learn more about how students and faculty can steer away from the virus.
In recent weeks, the buzz surrounding the word coronavirus has surged internationally and now nationally too. But what exactly is this coronavirus? The World Health Organization describes coronavirus as a large family of viruses. The specific type being discussed now, since the outbreak of Wuhan, China, is known as novel coronavirus. And according to GW Professor of Medicine and Chief of Infectious Diseases, Dr. Gary Simon, it's called novel because it's new on the scene.
They call this a novel coronavirus because it's a coronavirus that we haven't seen before.
But what makes this specific strain, what the CDC is now calling 2019 nCoV, so significant? Well, Dr. Simon says it's all based on the severity level.
Well, this one causes a more severe disease than most coronaviruses.
And, in some cases, the illness has been so severe that patients have died. Right now, authorities are reporting that over 1,100 lives have been lost from the disease. Here at GW, administration officials are being vigilant and taking precautions to protect both students and faculty. On January 27th, the school sent out an advisory offering tips on how to stay safe amid the spread, washing hands, covering coughs and sneezes, and seeking care if fevers rise and breathing becomes difficult. According to Dr. Simon, this protocol is sufficient.
You can wash your hands a lot because you can also be transmitted by touching, and many people are wearing masks and keeping at least 6 feet away from people.
Right now, there is no vaccine similar to the flu shot for coronavirus. But according to Dr. Simon, an experimental medicine is being used in China. And while this virus is serious, Dr. Simon is advising students and faculty to remain cautious yet calm.
This is not something to ignore. It's serious, but it's not time for everybody in Washington, D.C. to isolate themselves.
The most important thing to remember, the age-old tips. Wash your hands and cover your mouth. For GWeek, this is Katie Coolidge.
Thanks, Katie. Stay tuned for more after the break.
Universities like George Washington play a critical role in hosting debate and discourse on events of the day.
The right answer is not to refuse the other. The right answer is not to say, get rid of this religion. It's not part of us. It's wrong.
I think that the story of America is a story of race. So when I think of the questions that I'm asking or the stories that I'm going to write, I'm thinking, okay, well, what are we learning about our country?
Well, I think the likelihood of him being indicted is close to 100%. There was a lot of hurdles that had to be cleared in order for that to happen.
One of the reasons that Donald Trump is president is because there is such a frustration with the way that Washington functions.
Sympathy is one thing, but empathy is the language of recovery, and it's something that's, without a doubt, instilled into every person that's in recovery.
It's never lead with the positive, it's always lead with the perceived negative.
Well, that is part of the problem. I mean, I actually would agree with you on that.
Thank you.
You're welcome. One of the things that we have seen that is most under siege in this country is the notion of civil discourse, and we here at GW, among other things, very much want to stand for that.
This is truly an only at GW moment.
Welcome back. On February 11th, the House Oversight Committee voted to advance legislation that would make Washington, D.C. the 51st state in the U.S. This is commonly known as D.C. statehood. Now, those in support of the bill argue that D.C. has more residents than both Vermont and Wyoming. Now, the last time D.C. statehood was considered in a legislative hearing, it's been quite a while. The consideration was back in 1993.
The 47th annual March for Life brought thousands of protesters to the National Mall on January 24th. President Trump made history announcing via Twitter that he would become the first sitting president to attend the march, and gave a 15-minute speech declaring his strong support for the anti-abortion movement. Here's reporter Mackenzie McManaman with more on the story.
I'm Mackenzie McManaman for GWTV, and we're here at the March for Life, where tens of thousands of protesters are expected to march.
On January 22nd, an estimated 100,000 people participated in the March for Life. The March for Life is an annual rally protesting the legality of abortion in the United States. This year's march was the 47th since the historic decision of Roe v. Wade. President Trump also became the first sitting president to attend and speak at the march in person.
What made you decide to come to the march today?
Because I believe every human being, from beginning to end of their life, has a right to life. And so I'm here to make sure that every human being is protected by love and by law.
I'm just concerned about the lack of respect for the unborn and the disabled. And I think, it's getting worse, it's not getting better in a lot of ways. So I think it's important for people to come out and show that we support life.
Statistics about how many African American and Hispanics are being aborted. It's amazing. It's amazing to see so many people pro-life when we feel that it's only the abortion is winning. So you come here, you feel that abortion is not winning. That there's an amazing group of people defending life.
We went to GW to ask students their opinions about the march. What did you think about the very large turnout of the event?
I think with the enclosure on Trump from impeachment and from other issues, I think his base is now very energized behind their president, and that justifies the high turnout that appeared.
I didn't actually know that there had been a lot of attendance. I mean, I think if that's what you support, good for you. I think no matter what side of the political spectrum you're on, activism is, as long as it's not hurting anybody, but I think it's your right to do that.
I think people have their own views, and even if they're not shared by mine, they need to be valued because they have free speech in this country. So, I wouldn't really support it, but people want to attend what they want to attend.
For GWeek, I'm Mackenzie McManaman.
Thanks, Mackenzie. On February 7th, the GW Office of Campus Living and Residential Education announced its brand new housing process for the next academic year. This new criteria is a result of the Thurston Hall remodeling. The dorm will be under construction until the fall of 2022. Next year, Mitchell Hall will only be available to freshmen, and 2 hotels will be open to students.
On February 7th, GW hosted its annual Gala at the National Portrait Gallery. Before the festivities began, many student entrepreneurs came together to host a glam event, offering hair, makeup, and nail services to all students attending the gala. Reporter Zalana Lee is here with more.
Hi, I'm Zalana Lee reporting for GWeek. I'm at the glam event for GW's Gala, which will be held tonight at the National Portrait Gallery.
On February 7th, students attended the GW Gala at the National Portrait Gallery and the Smithsonian American Art Museum for a night of dancing, music, food, and fun. Prior to the gala, attendees had the option to get their nails, hair, and/or makeup done at a glam event held in District House. Students pursuing a career in hair and cosmetics were in charge of doing the glam. All services range from $15 to $50, with payments going directly to stylists. It was a night to remember.
So what inspired us to do the glam event this year, we really wanted to be more interactive with the student body. So basically, we really wanted to hype up Gala as well. So we wanted to make it more of like an interactive thing where you also like get to know your program board members and also like get ready with members that go to the GW community. We felt that this has never been done before, and so we really want to try something new. Overall, I think it's been a good turnout. We have people that came in said they really liked it, and we have people who didn't get their tickets yet but said that they wanted to do it next year. So I feel like overall it was just a good experience to bring something new to the GW community, and hopefully that we're starting a new tradition when we have Gala.
So I think the most exciting thing about planning Gala was that we had it at the National Portrait Gallery. So that really allowed us to expand our scope, and we had a lot more students coming in. I think that also gave us a lot of flexibility with changing up what we've done in the past and also like incorporating the glam event into the picture. I think the most challenging was also having it at the National Portrait Gallery. Because we don't have experience with it, we had a lot of technical issues, and just getting everything ready and prepared for all the students is kind of a lot because it is 1,400 people coming to the event.
My experience has been amazing. I think that it was a really good idea. All the stylists, like the hairstylist, the makeup artist, even the nail tech, all very nice, very helpful, sharing.
It was different, but it was very fun. I never worked with a lot of people in the room, but it was very fun. I had a good time. I had a lot of cute styles to do, so it was fun.
If you were to describe the Gala in one word, what would it be?
Exciting.
I would say glamorous.
I think it's really hard to describe the Gala in one word.
That's true. But honestly, if we had to, I would describe it as glamorous.
Reporting for GWeek, I'm Zalana Lee.
Thanks, Alana. We'll be back after a quick break.
Raise high. This isn't just our battle cry. It's our call, our challenge. Because when you were called to Washington, you were called to higher expectations, to a higher standard. We are called here to advance knowledge, to serve society, to change the world. Is that too lofty? Too aspirational? Is it simply too much to expect? Not if your classroom is a Smithsonian, the IMF, or on the doorstep of the Supreme Court. Not if you have access to the most hallowed institutions and formidable leaders. Not if you are given the tools to change minds, shape laws, influence entire fields of study, advance our way of life, change the course of history. From the nation's capital to the four corners of the earth, to far below the surface and far beyond our atmosphere. Here, unique opportunities, the ones that many people work much of their lives to get, are within your reach from the moment you arrive. This is where you find new pathways for preventing global epidemics, where your unexpected friend propels a new scientific movement forward. This is where you push forward as a team to break records and reach new heights. Where your classroom is 68 square miles of the most consequential land on Earth. This is where you will make it happen. This is the George Washington University, and what we make is history. So stand up, be bold, take risks, press on, push harder, raise high.
Welcome back to the show. Local elected leaders are working on new ways to decrease traffic as the DC population continues to rise. The High Capacity Transit Map is an interactive map that allows planners to see both existing and future transit infrastructure. The tool will aid officials in deciding where to invest in transportation as the number of jobs and households in the area is steadily increasing. Officials say past decisions that created the current congestion will be avoided with this new map.
It's February, which means Valentine's Day is this month, so we went out and asked GW students what their plans were for the big day. Here's Abby Cole with more.
Hi, I'm Abby Cole. Today I'm here in Kogan Plaza talking to students about Valentine's Day.
My thoughts on Valentine's Day are that I think it's nice to have a holiday where you show the people that you love them.
I think that Valentine's Day is really fun for everyone, whether or not you're with someone.
Sometimes I think Valentine's Day, the expectations are just a little too high.
I think Valentine's Day is kind of an overrated holiday.
I'm just gonna take this Valentine's Day, I'm gonna take it slow. It's gonna be a nice day, it's gonna be a relaxing day, and I'm looking forward to it, for sure.
I plan on spending my Valentine's Day just chilling, hanging with my friends. I'm going to the American Art Museum with my academic frat.
Honestly, I don't know. I like to, just go with the flow.
No class, and then just like curling up with like some hot chocolate and all the Valentine's Day sweets and watching like a romantic comedy.
If someone could pay for my meals, great. Like some chocolate.
Anything that just involves quality time? Question mark.
My ideal Valentine's Day would probably be definitely hanging out with the boys, maybe on like a beach or something.
I really don't think you need a significant other for Valentine's Day because especially with like the hype of Galentine's Day now, it's so much fun to just hang out with your friends and eat all the like Valentine's candy and just watch a movie.
No, I don't. I have my parents.
I don't think you do, as long as you're like you feel okay in your own skin, kind of.
No. Yeah, no.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I would actually rather not have one than have one.
Love means so many things, and what's important for Valentine's Day is that, like I said earlier, you just show someone that you love them, no matter what they are to you.
I will be your Valentine.
Yes, of course.
Absolutely.
Of course.
Of course.
If you can be it with my parents. Yep.
For GWTV, I'm Abby Cole. I'm so lucky to have so many Valentines. Happy Valentine's Day.
Joining us now in studio to talk about Valentine's Day is the one and only reporter, Abby Cole. Abby, thanks for joining us. Now, tell me something. What are people in DC doing for Valentine's Day?
I'm so glad that I have so many Valentines this year. You don't have to miss out on the Valentine's Day fun. There are some on-campus celebrations for everyone. The annual Valentine's Day succulent sale happened last Friday in Kogan Plaza. A V-Day Make-A-Thing open studio was hosted by C's at the GW Innovation Center. And of course, you can always venture out into the city to events like Woo at the Zoo at the National Zoo.
Very nice. A lot for people to do on Valentine's Day. So I have a question. I feel like Valentine's Day is one of those holidays. Some people love it, some people hate it. What do the majority of GW students feel about Valentine's Day?
Majority of GW students weren't really a fan. They're more into Galentine's Day, I'd say.
Galentine, okay, very fair. How about Palentine's Day? I saw someone post about that too.
I've never heard of that, but no one said anything about that, but I'm sure that's also a thing.
Interesting, very cool. And then, so would you say most people on campus are single or in a relationship? Probably single, considering they don't like Valentine's Day, but tell me a little more about that.
Everybody said they were single except for one girl that we interviewed, so I'd say the majority are single on campus.
Why do you think that is at GW?
I don't know, we're in a city culture, so maybe everybody's more concerned with careers or school rather than dating.
I'm putting you in the hot seat. Are you a fan? What do you think? Take a stand on this controversy.
I like Valentine's Day because you get to watch rom-coms and hang out with your friends, but I mean, I don't have a boyfriend or anything, so there's no one special for me to spend it with, but yeah.
Devin?
I am not a fan of Valentine's Day. I think it's a commercial holiday. Not for me. What about you, Michael?
So I'm not the biggest fan, but then again, I guess like the whole vibe of like love and loving your family and things like that, that's always good. So not the biggest fan, but I wouldn't take too strong of a stance of hating it. Abby, thanks so much for joining us. Really enjoyed that report. We'll be back after this.
Hi, Colonials. Did you know there are hundreds of ways for you to volunteer with GW? Each year, over 1,500 alumni, parents, and friends contribute thousands of hours to make our community stronger. There are countless ways you can volunteer, so it's easy to choose an opportunity that is most meaningful to you, like connecting with students and alumni based on your student involvement, identity, or personal interests. Getting involved with your local alumni network. Mentoring a current student via our online mentoring platform. Connecting with prospective students through undergraduate admissions opportunities, serving on an industry network leadership council, becoming a social media ambassador. The list goes on. No matter where you are in the world or how much time you have to give, you can connect and volunteer with GW. And the best part, it's easy to get involved. Just visit alumni.gwu.edu/volunteer to learn more about these and other opportunities. Because of your service to GW, you are able to make a direct impact on the lives of former, current, and future students. We look forward to working with you. Raise high.
Welcome back. On Wednesday, February 12th, a student-published magazine circulated campus. Taking inspiration from the school's yearbook called The Cherry Tree After Dark is an unaffiliated publication that pokes fun at President LeBlanc, sororities, YAF, and the Student Association. And to add to the suspense, the creator of the tabloid-like publication remains unknown.
Parasite, the film directed and produced by Bong Joon-ho, won 4 different Academy Awards at the Oscars. Parasite is the first non-English language film to win a Best Picture in Oscars history.
With nearly 23,000 subscribers, GW sophomore Rumi Robinson is impacting the lives of countless prospective students through his YouTube channel. He makes how-tos, vlogs, challenges, and lifestyle videos and posts content every single Monday. Reporter Izzy Angeli has more.
GW sophomore Rumi Robinson goes by the name Emergency on YouTube, where he has nearly 23,000 subscribers. We sat down with him to figure out his inspirations and the unparalleled opportunities that his YouTube channel has brought him.
The meaning behind Emergency is, it's actually, if you think about it, it's my first name backwards, and then I tried to figure out what sounded good with like Emer, and I tried a bunch of things, but eventually landed on Emergency, and that just stuck.
Rumi makes college lifestyle videos, showing viewers exactly what it's like to be a GW student. He also makes how-tos and vlogs, but his most popular videos are the ones pertaining to college.
Hearing from freshmen that like I impacted their like whole college experience was very weird at first. Like it was crazy. Like I was just making videos walking around campus. I didn't know that people were actually, well, I knew people were watching, but it didn't actually register to me that that was actually having an impact. And when people would come up and tell me, I'd be like, whoa. Well, first I'd be like, because you know it's like weird the first couple of times, but afterwards it was just like really meaningful, and it gave a lot of meaning to what I was doing. So the video I had the most fun making was a video I did fairly recently. It was one where I like interviewed, or not really interviewed, but I asked a whole bunch of college tour guides at GW for their like confessions about the school, and then made random people read them out. And that was really fun because it was really funny hearing people read very aggressive confessions in like a very matter-of-fact way. And it was just really fun to edit too. I was laughing the whole time.
His audience is largely high school students who are considering GW as one of their options for college. He's been told many times that his videos helped these students in making their decision.
My advice to anyone that's trying to do anything sort of in the social media world would be to be consistent. The biggest thing is to always just keep on going and uploading, even if no one's watching, because eventually, even if you're impacting one person, that is still a life that you are impressing upon, and that's something that is valuable. So just keep on being consistent and keep on showing up.
Rumi posts content every Monday, and his most popular video is called College Decisions Reactions 2018, with 794,000 views. This is followed by What the First Week of College is Really Like, which has 164,000 views.
One of the coolest opportunities that I've gotten from being a YouTuber on campus was actually last year when I got to collaborate with the gym here at GW, and they basically gave me and my friends a week's worth of free group fitness classes, and we tried those out for a week, and that was super fun because it was, the classes were fun for one, and then like doing them with my friends was also an amazing experience. If you don't know me already, make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel, Emergency, and make sure to like and subscribe. It'll be great. Thank you.
Reporting from Washington, D.C., I'm Izzy Angeli for GWeek.
Thanks, Izzy. Well, that's all we have for you this week. But before we go, I just wanted to give a special thank you to our guest host. Michael, we always love having you on.
Thank you so much, Devon. I'm really happy to be here. Really sad it went by quickly, but thank you all for watching. And remember, this is Colonial.
No, Michael.
I can't do GW TV without doing it.
Fine.
Okay, ready? Okay. This is
GWeek. As always, check us out on gw-tv.com and on our Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube pages. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time, we'll see you around campus.